as a joke, I would kind of every day be like, maybe I'll play this part. But no, it was, for me, it was really about the directing opportunity and really diving in and immersing myself in that. How are you?
Doing good. Yourself?
Fabulous, thank you.
Cool. Let's go right in. Did the built-in mythology of the girl in the woods really attract you to this project?
Yeah, the legwork that's, that they had showed me from the beginning in the Bible that Jane Casey Modderno had written was so thought out and so genius. And she really like built out this mythology that, any question you had, there would be an answer for. So I really did love the mythology and the imagination and creativeness that went into creating it. And I thought, they just did such great work on that.
But with all the interest in real life cults today,
Yeah.
Were you part of the design process that sort of was influenced by that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. That's the cool part about getting to direct and originate a pilot is getting to make all of these big creative decisions and make big swings. We wanted it to be monochrome and have a really like distinct feel that would feel very different from the modern world. So that when Carrie left and started meeting these other characters that live in the modern world, Tasha and Nolan and their tech and their makeup, it wanted to be like they were actually expanding her world and bringing color into her life. So those were all very deliberate choices. I too, and I love a cult. I love I love all that stuff. So that was a huge selling point for me as well.
It did feel like there was like night and day when you were with the world of the cult and then in the regular world of the town.
Thank you. Yes, I'm so glad that you noticed that. We put a lot of thought. We wanted it to come off that way for the audience.
What was it like directing younger stars? I know before this, you did one episode of Jessica Jones. So was it really that different, from doing, older stars?
No, it's not. These, what's older stars? They're really not that much of an age difference. But I was, Rachel Taylor, I think probably was only like 5 years older than these guys, so it's not really a thing. However, these are actors that are at the beginning of their careers and they're fantastic. And I can't wait to see where they go. And I know they're going to be big stars in their own right. Stefanie Scott was so fantastic. And Misha is so funny and so beautiful inside and out. And Sofia is for sure going to have her own Marvel movie at some point. I think that all of these actors were so wonderful, and our casting directors were Barden and Schnee, and they also cast Jessica Jones. So I had a shorthand with them, I just loved it. Everybody worked really hard, and that's how you. That's my thing. I like to work really hard, and I expect everybody to. And I was so appreciative that they all showed up with their A game every day.
So, if there is a second season, are you planning on coming back to direct more episodes?
I hope we get a second season. We'll kind of see what happens. I think that their content is here to continue on, and I love the show. I'll stay on as a producer for sure, and we'll see like kind of what happens with scheduling.
Yeah, it would be cool if you could get a part in the show. Was that ever a consideration?
As a joke, I would kind of every day be like, maybe I'll play this part. But no, it was, for me, it was really about the directing opportunity and really diving in and immersing myself in that. I'll joke around like, oh, maybe I'll play the news reporter, or I'll like run on set without cutting. Yeah. I'm in the show for fun to make people laugh.
You could have hidden under the makeup as one of the monsters, maybe.
Totally. Yeah. Let's just tell people that it's me under the makeup of the monsters.
I already interviewed the three leads. And they talked about how you were interested in bringing some of their own personalities into the characters. Yep. Was that really important for you? Do you think that helps the audience connect with them?
Well, Misha and Sofia specifically are so cool, and I wanted the characters. I was always trying to find opportunities to infuse the characters with like things that I liked when I was that age. I have, Carrie, played by Stefanie Scott, like dressing how I dressed exactly in high school. And so since the 90s sort of aesthetic is so popular right now, I kind of just snooped on Misha and Sofia's Instagram. And I was like, they're already so cool. Let's just not mess them up. Let's let them. I loved the way that they showed up to their auditions. Like Misha had such a cool style. I think they had a like Harley Davidson t-shirt on and a jean jacket, and I was like, yes. And Sofia had this adorable hair. I wanted them to feel confident in their own skin. I know when I'm acting, you don't want to feel like you show up and people do things to you. You want to be a part of the creative process. So I wanted to make sure that they felt empowered and they felt ownership of their characters, and they were co-collaborators, in creating them.
Before I go, I did have one non-question but I've always loved Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, and I don't know how many people tell you that, but do you ever think there's a shot that show ever gets revived somehow?
I mean, I think we would all do it in a second if it worked out scheduling wise. It's pretty crazy. I think the show was canceled 9 years ago, and people still almost every day. I feel like someone says they love that show. I love it too, and I loved that character, and I loved playing her. I think we would if there was ever an opportunity or way to do it, we would for sure.
Okay. Well, hopefully there is sometime. Thanks. It was a pleasure talking with you, Krysten, and good luck on the show.
Okay, thank you. Great to talk to you.
Sophia, I'll ask you first. What was it like being directed by Krysten Ritter for the first half of the season and having her support?
I'm so grateful. She's amazing. Also grew up watching her. She's done insane projects, and I honestly could gush over her for a very long time. I think that she really, really allowed us to bring ourselves to the characters. I remember we actually made playlists for our characters and kind of put together a list of songs they might listen to on a daily basis. She's just very thorough and an awesome person to be around and gets it done. And she's just literally a girl boss. I know it's cheesy to say, but she's a girl boss. So it is what it is. I said what I said.
Well, for Stefanie, your performance seems kind of inspired by maybe real life experiences from cult members who have escaped. So did you do any research to craft your performance?
I definitely did. I was sent a few documentaries and such, and I've had obsessions in the past learning about that kind of stuff. But so there are aspects of that, and I think that's what helps it be grounded. But at the same time, it's a very supernatural, crazy show, and it has a lot of different elements as well. So it was really fun to bring all of those elements to it. Another part of it is all the fight training that went into the show as well, and the fight sequences and all of that. So it's quite layered. There's a lot of different aspects to it, but all of the cult-like stuff was definitely a interesting part.
Yeah. Well, speaking about the different layers of the show, I think Misha might be a good one to ask about this one. Since the show does work on different levels where you have the sci-fi and there's a lot of coming of age part of it too. So how important is it to you that your character especially, develops along with the central mystery? So the mystery isn't the only focus of the show.
Yeah, well, I think that's the magic of this show, is that you have teenagers going through real teen shit as well as, fighting and discovering monsters. But, Nolan's exploration with gender identity and with, their identity period, the end, is something that I think is done really well. And it's baked into the relationships with Sofia and Stefanie's characters in the show. And I really appreciated that they didn't shy away from making things, the creators of the show and Krysten and Jacob, our directors, they didn't shy away from making it messy. Because being a teenager is messy and it's really, really hard, even when there's not monsters. So I really enjoyed getting to dig into that.
Have the writers, I know, Sophia, you mentioned that Krysten let you guys bring in a lot of yourself to the roles. Have the writers and showrunner Jane, have they also, worked in some of your own identity into the characters that you're playing?
Oh my gosh. I mean, Casey is literally a gem and was always kind of on set and was there if we had any questions or concerns or just conversations. And I feel like just through that, she got a feel for who we are and really just literally weaved it into the script. Honestly, reading the scripts, I was like, there's not a lot I would actually change anymore, because this is very true to who I am. And it really is just, all of us being a big family on set and interacting with each other every day, and just getting a feel for each other through that, which I'm very grateful for. It doesn't always happen, but.
Well, just one more question for you guys. What do you hope the younger viewers of the show get from the series? Because I think one part of it that's really important is building an unconventional family outside of your own, biological family. Everybody's friends, and that's a big part of it, I think. So.
Well, I think you just said it beautifully. That's whether you feel like you're in the queer community or you're just growing up and figuring out your identity, period. Like, part of growing up, especially now, especially with things like social media that allow us to connect to each other so much, is finding your second family. It's finding your community. And I think that's exactly what these kids start to find throughout this show. And I hope that's what younger viewers take away from it, that there is community out there for them. There is love out there for them. And, find your people, because that's how you get through life.
Are you guys excited that hopefully you guys get a second season?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks so much for taking your time, your day, and good luck on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.